What's up, guys? You know it is your boy Tactical Garden. We getting straight and direct into this. You see what the title is, guys. I'm gonna say this is very disturbing to me. I am a Army vet, and so one of the things in the Soldier Creed says that I am guarding the freedom and the American way of life. I can't see anything about an American way of life of them authorizing lethal force on civilians or people who are Americans. That is insanity to me. Now, so I came across this article because, like I said, I'm an Army vet, so I try to stay up on DoD stuff related to that, you know, to the fiscal, how the VA budgeting, all this different stuff. And so when I was going, I came across this article from a place called Zero Hedge, and the article states U.S. military now authorized to kill Americans on U.S. soil. And I was just like, no effing way, this got to be some troll stuff. This is not real. And so me being me, I'm just like, all right, let me look into it. Let me read a little bit. Like, let me not just bat it off. Let me read a little bit. So I started reading it, right? And right here, it actually points to the actual directive. Guys, you can Google this if you want, or even let's take a better approach. You can go to esd.wsh.mil, which is the Washington Headquarters Services. You can go to DoD issuances, and you can go to directives, and then you could search this number right here, 5240, and guess what pops up when you hit 5240? The actual directorate, the same one that on this Zero Hedge site. If you click it, it pops up. Do you see a difference in this? Nope, it's the exact same document. Now, if you look at the document from the previous year, lethal force is not mentioned anywhere in that document. But if you are now looking at this document, right, under levels of authority, section 3.3, first off, let's talk about what this is. It says defense intelligence components may provide personnel to assist a federal department or agency, including a federal law enforcement agency or a state or local law enforcement agency, when lives are in danger, in response to a request for such assistance in accordance with the following approval authorities. Secretary of Defense approval. Right there. Secretary of Defense. So the Secretary of Defense can approve this, right? And so here's where the important bread and butter comes to, because remember, we found lethal force in section C right here. And so in section C of number 2 of A, right, the Secretary of Defense can approve. It says the decision to approve requests for these types of permissible assistance described in paragraph 3.2 to law enforcement agencies and other civil authorities are reserved to the Secretary of Defense. So now let's read C, right? Assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality or any situation in which it is reasonably foreseeable that providing the requested assistance may involve the use of force that is likely to result in lethal force, including death or serious bodily injury. It also includes all support to civilian law enforcement officials in situations where a confrontation between civilian law enforcement and civilian individuals or groups is reasonably anticipated. Use of such force must be in accordance with the DoD, further potentially as further restricted based on the specifics of the requested support. Hear me out. If the government just dropped this in to their document, think about what's close. Election time. Think about what happened last election. Connecting the dots. Here's the funny thing. They want to take away your 2A rights. They want to put shit like this into a document, because who's not to say, or who's what to say, that, hey, the specifics of, you know, whatever event that we like is being met here, so now we authorize the military to use lethal force. What's the main backbone of the Democratic Party's stuff right now, even with Kamala and Waltz are saying weapons of war, right? What does the military have? Weapons of war. What does this document, right? DOD 5240.01 authorize them to do? Use lethal force. What do you think they're using to use lethal force? These weapons of war. What are they wanting for you to do? Not have AR-15s. Take away certain things that you can use to be able to defend yourself from what? A tyrannical government. So here's the thing that's so insane, right? They want to take away your 2A rights. They want to take away your right to freedom of speech. And then the funny thing that's really funny, let's look at this. Look at when the effective date is. September the 27th, 2024. Guys, you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to what is going on around you. And I get it. Me personally, I would have never found this article either if I wasn't looking around for certain things for the fiscal budget, as looking out for something for myself. But you have to be an informed citizen, because literally this document right here is saying that if the event rises to whatever, they can activate the military to use lethal force on civilian individuals and groups. I'm sorry, but the Soldier's Creed said to protect the American way of life. I'm a guardian of freedom and the American way of life. This is not right. There's no way that you should be saying that the military is able to use lethal force on their own citizens. That is crazy. So when you start, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but when you start pulling in all the dots together, you don't want people to speak out with free speech. You want to limit it. You don't want people to have the ability to protect that free speech with 2A or fight back in the tyrannical government's eyes by taking their guns. And then you basically go ahead and put a document that allows the military to use lethal force on their citizens. I mean, you can't make this shit up, guys. You just can't make this up. And the part that I find the most heartbreaking is there's a lot of situations where, hey, we couldn't use lethal force at the border, but now we could use lethal force on our own citizens. That is insane. That's literally insane. So again, guys, who you vote for is extremely important. It is not a joke, because who you vote for will definitely affect how this is going to be used. Who you vote for is definitely going to be the type of people or persons that be like, it's okay. And like I said, it's funny that the effective date is September the 27th, 2024, when in 3 more weeks from today, October the 16th, we have an election coming up. Keep your eyes open, and this is why fighting for 2A rights is so important, because if our government turns tyrannical, they are setting every stone in place to where it will be okay to do whatever they want, and it's supposed to be legal and okay. So again, guys, man, we tactical and we guardians, and we love the Second Amendment over here. So you either catching law or lead. Hit that subscribe, hit that like, join the family, man. Hit me up on Twitter. Guys, seriously, go vote, go vote, go vote, go and vote, please. See y'all.